Hey guys, thanks for tuning into the show. I just want to welcome our special guest today, Sam Amico from ProBasketballNews.com. Sam's going to be on a show on Sports Time Ohio called the Wine and Gold Zone. Is that right?
Wine and Gold Zone,
Okay.
about the Cleveland Cavaliers and the NBA.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about the show?
It will be on Monday nights from 8 to 9 on Sports Time Ohio, which is available in all of Ohio and parts of West Virginia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Mark Munch Bishop, who's been on WKNR, will be the host of the show, and we'll talk about the Cavaliers and the NBA, and I'll be the analyst.
Okay.
Yes. And we'll be taking calls. That's the majority of the show, which I imagine you'll soon have on your own show.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll be taking calls to talk about the Cavaliers and the NBA. So
okay, yeah, that's cool. That's Monday nights from 8 to 9?
Monday nights, 8 to 9 Eastern, all the way until hopefully June, because if it goes through June until the Cavaliers season ends, and then we'll do a wrap-up show after the season.
Okay, well hopefully that won't be until late June.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be doing a championship show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And it begins this Monday night, so this Monday night's the debut of the show.
This Monday night, the 19th?
I believe it's the 19th.
January 19th?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will also, if you don't mind if I shamelessly promote something else,
go ahead.
I'll be on Sports Time Ohio Thursday, 2 days, or 1 day from now.
Yeah.
On Bruce Drennan's All Bets Are Off show in the 4 o'clock hour. To promote the Wine and Gold Zone, because we probably haven't done it quite enough here yet.
Yeah, yeah. All right. I had one of my viewers comment and leave a couple questions here I want to get to. He asked about the Bobcats' possible playoff push, and maybe if there's a big trade there, and he wanted to know what teams and players might be involved in a possible Bobcats trade.
Well, it's interesting because the Bobcats did have a trade pulled off. For those of you who don't follow the NBA, the Bobcats are in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And haven't been very good for 4 years. But because they're an expansion team and now they are kind of growing up a little bit. But at any rate, they did try to pull off a trade here, sending Raymond Felton, their point guard. It was a 3-team deal, in which Raymond Felton would have been sent to the Dallas Mavericks, and the Bobcats would have received, I'm not positive who it was in return, but it wasn't somebody overly impressive.
Oh, really?
But they're trying to turn the team over to DJ Augustin, the rookie point guard, and he just happened to go down with an abdominal strain.
Oh, really?
The night prior to the trade. So they are trying to make a big trade. Raymond Felton could be a guy. Gerald Wallace, they've been trying to deal. They like Gerald Wallace, but they know that he's the only guy they're going to get somebody for.
Okay.
So those would be, and the teams are, Golden State has an interest in both Felton and Wallace. The Cavaliers had an interest in Gerald Wallace earlier, and
do you think the
sorry
Bobcats
if I
have a good
my
chance?
nose on your show. I think it's running.
Sorry. Do you think that Charlotte has a good chance to get the maybe 7 or 8 seed?
I think they have a chance. I don't know if it's a good chance, but I think they have a chance. They're only 2.5 games, and they won in Detroit tonight. We saw them win.
Yeah, they beat Detroit tonight,
and they've had a couple big wins. They beat Boston, so they're playing much better right now.
From what I've seen, they don't look impressive, but they seem to find ways to win sometimes.
They find ways to win, right? And that's a sign of a young team that's growing up, and they're very well coached. And Larry Brown, of course, has taken a lot of teams to the playoffs. He's been a lot of places. He took the Clippers, the Pacers, the Spurs when they weren't very good to the playoffs back in the 90s.
Okay. He also left a comment, asked a question about Cavaliers. He wanted to know if the Cavs are as good as their record, and maybe do they need another star to get to the finals, or do you think they're set right now?
I think they're very good. I don't think they're as good as their record. They haven't gone on the West Coast. We'll find out a lot more about how well they'll do over the next few weeks. Next week they start Monday night, actually. They're in Los Angeles to face the Lakers, who they've beaten 4 straight times. So the Lakers are going to be fired up for that, and the Cavs have not beaten the Lakers during that streak, the Lakers never had Pau Gasol. They hadn't traded for him yet. So,
Okay.
but the Cavs have done very well in Los Angeles. So they have to go to the Lakers. They have to go to Portland, who's playing very well, and they have a pretty strong West Coast or tough West Coast trip coming up here, and that's going to be tough. And then we saw toward the end of the month they'll be playing 9 games in 14 days, going
most of them on the road.
Most of them on the road against winning teams with
And then
Boston.
wrap up the trip with Boston. Yeah.
Right. So that's going to be this is going to be a very telling next 5 or 6 weeks. I still think they're going to be very good, and they'll be among the top 2 teams in the East.
Yeah.
They'll be battling, but as far as being 30-6, that can be a little deceptive. They've had a lot of home games, and the good thing is, I don't think that the Cavs are going to lose more than 2 or 3 games at home this year. They are really tough at home, and as far as needing another star to go to the finals, I would have to say no. I think that they just need to be healthy, and
when they get Ilgauskas back,
that'll
make a difference.
That'll make a big difference,
Yeah.
and tonight they won in Memphis, which isn't a tough place to win at, but they didn't have Ilgauskas and they didn't have Ben Wallace, and that's going to be a tough road to hoe. They need their 2 older big guys, Wallace and Z, to at least stay healthy for a little more than half the games, and when they get into the playoffs, then they won't need another star. They might be able to use another piece, but it's hard to tell.
Okay. Now to wrap this up real quick, do you have a website, probasketballnews.com? Can you tell me a little bit about that real quick?
Well, it's called probasketballnews.com, and we've been doing it for 3 years now. But we just switched servers and kind of relaunched the site, and now you'll be able, it's updated throughout the day, every day. And we have some good writers on there. We have a guy Tony Mejia, who used to write for CBS Sportsline, who used to cover the NBA for CBS Sportsline, now writing for us, and former NBA coach Eric Musselman, now writing for us. So I urge you to check it out. It's easy to find, probasketballnews.com.
All right, I urge you guys to check that out. Sam, thanks for being here on the show today.
Thanks for having me. I hope I didn't ramble on too long.
Oh, no. It's good stuff. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning in, and I look forward to, hearing some of your reactions about questions that were asked and answered today, and I hope you tune in to future episodes of the show.